Hey, what's going on? It's the Beard, the Realtor, back at you again in the video. Hey, so in today's video, we're here with the lovely and intelligent Miss Cassandra Dorsonville from OVM Financial, and she's going to be talking to us about Helocs. So what are Helocs? Stay tuned for the Helocs. So, like I said before, we're going to talk about Heloc. So, what is a Heloc?
So a HELOC is a home equity line of credit. And basically what that does, it gives you the ability to tap into the equity of your home without having to refinance. So a lot of times, you know, especially in the last couple of years, interest rates were great. People refinanced to get the lower interest rate.
Gotcha.
They maybe didn't take the cash out that they needed to do home improvements or pay off debts or for investment purposes, you know, so maybe somebody didn't pull that equity out to pull the cash out. So using an equity line of credit, basically it's like a credit card, but using your equity from your home. So let's say, you know, your first mortgage is fine, you're good with the payments, but you have an investment property that you want to purchase, or you have a child that's going to college, bills that you want to pay off. You can utilize that equity line of credit to pay off those debts or to invest. So that just gives you a great opportunity. And the cool thing about it is that, let's say you did an equity line of credit for $40,000.
Okay.
You use up the $40,000, and for whatever the case may be. As you start to pay off that payment, that $40,000 still is available. So just like a credit card, when you pay off that debt, you still have access to that equity. So it's a great way to just kind of tap into, use the equity in your home without necessarily refinancing your house.
Gotcha. So if a person wanted to apply for a HELOC, what is the process for that?
So typically, it's going to be more so your banks. Your banks that's going to provide you the equity line of credit.
Gotcha.
Not so much, very rarely have I seen a lender that can offer an equity line of credit. So more so your banks.
Gotcha. So if a person wanted to do a HELOC, they would just need to go to their bank, and then that bank would go through the process with them to try to have that line of credit.
Yeah, and it's a lot easier compared to a refinance,
Gotcha.
where you don't have the cost that's associated with the refinance. You don't have a lot of the documents, the process. It's a lot more streamlined.
Gotcha.
So essentially, and the interest rate will be based off of the market. So it's a lot different. Also, it's not the same interest rate that you would get on your first mortgage.
Gotcha. And so is that line of credit, since you mentioned interest rate, would that line of credit be similar to a credit card, or would it be more interest rate towards a home mortgage? Or you kind of, you know?
Well, interest rate, like typically with your credit card, you're kind of like in the double digits.
Exactly.
No,
Yes.
line of credit, it's going to be relatively low.
Okay. Gotcha. So essentially, you can easily take a HELOC out of your home, use it as a credit card, and have that extra money and continue paying it off just like any.
And the payments are a lot cheaper. A lot cheaper. So if you want to just have that ability just to have a small portion of a payment. And here's the cool thing about it, that let's say if you knew that you were going to come into some cash, a larger portion, and you just needed something like right now to kind of pay off debt or investment,
Absolutely.
you can just make that interest only payment, and which is a lot cheaper, and then have that ability to pay the loan off.
Gotcha.
Or you can make that the two principal interest payment and just keep making payments until it's paid off. But it does give you that flexibility of a lot cheaper payment.
Gotcha. So what, if any, are there any disadvantages of a HELOC that you know of, that you've seen before?
No, I not that I could think of. Off the top, for the most part, is very advantageous. Now, I would say a home equity line of credit is more like a luxury mortgage product, in a sense to where it does require you to have a higher credit score.
Okay.
Compared to a refinance, you could probably do a refinance 600, 620 credit score. But when it comes to a home equity line of credit, you're going to need to have about a 700 or so credit score.
Gotcha. Okay. So bottom line is, you could do a HELOC on your home, because right now we in crazy times. Housing market is going through the roof, and people have a lot of equity in their homes now. You can essentially take that amount of money and use it as a credit card to pay bills, to do anything you need to do without having to go through the mortgage company to do a refinance. And
That's
then you
correct.
can do lower interest rates. So it seems like it's a win-win situation for the
Absolutely. And another caveat. So I don't know if you ever heard of bridge loans.
No.
So I don't know of too many lenders that offer it, but I remember back in the days, bridge loans was a thing to where you can use that bridge loan to help finance for a new property.
Okay.
But because that's kind of very few lenders offer that service, one way you can tap into your equity to purchase another home is the home equity line of credit. So before putting that house on the market, doing a home equity line of credit, pull that cash, because with the way the market is, people are putting $40,000, $50,000 over asking price just to get their bid. So to tap into that equity now, that's a good way to have access to those funds.
So essentially, what you're saying now with that is you can have a win-win situation where you're taking the money out of equity, having your pocket to use however you want, and then once you put your house in the market, as the market we're seeing right now, people are going well above market price. You could still make out.
That is absolutely right.
Oh, wow.
Way to beat the system.
So it is. I guess so.
Right.
Great. So is there anything else you want to tell the people about HELOC or how that process goes, or what you would recommend they do right now in this market right now if they want to use a HELOC?
What I would recommend you do is to first contact your lender, just to make sure you identify what's going to be in the best interest of you and your goals. And you should have a lender that can actually look at your full picture, look at your goal, and instruct you like, it's best that you go ahead and get an equity line of credit. If that's the case, if your lender can offer the equity line of credit, then great. Worst, if not, then just contact your bank. Let your bank know, hey, you have this property. You're looking to get a home equity line of credit. They'll go ahead and process the paperwork. Usually it'll take I'm not certain on the time frame, but I know it's less than a few weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So less than 30 days essentially.
Yeah, less than 30 days to complete the transaction for a home equity line of credit. Depending on how much you're looking to borrow, sometimes they can use an automated value as value from online from their automated system, or they can actually do an appraisal to determine your true value. One thing to note though, with the equity line of credit, you can't max out at 100%. Like you can't pull out all of your equity.
Okay.
So typically they want to make sure that you keep at least 10% equity in your home when you're pulling out equity on a HELOC.
Okay. So yeah, that's a good tip to know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we appreciate information. Is there any way people can contact you if they're looking to do a refi or just have more questions about doing a HELOC? How can they contact you?
Yeah, if you want information about what's best for you and kind of discussing your financial goals, I could be reached at 904-903-1183, or you can find me on my social media handle at New Era Home Sale, and that's on Facebook and Instagram.
Perfect. Hey, so you guys know who I am. I'm the Bearded Realtor. Always trying to give you guys some great content. So I hope you guys appreciate it. If you did, hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up on this video, all right? So that's all I have for you today. I'm the Bearded Realtor, and I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.